Mundane workers labor very hard day and night in order to relish a certain kind of rush, which is understood as sense gratification. The relish or taste of the mundane rush does not long endure. And therefore, mundane workers are always apt to change their position of enjoyment. A businessman is not satisfied by working the whole week, therefore wanting a change for the weekend. He goes to a place where he tries to forget his business activities. Then after the weekend is spent in forgetfulness, he again changes his position and resumes his actual business activities. Those who are working a job also on holiday. Why? If you love job, you do everyday work. No, you don't love work. You like money, not the job. That is why you want holiday. Material engagement means accepting a particular status for some time and then changing it. This position of changing back and forth is technically known as bhog tyag. Very nicely Prabhupada mentioned. Bhog tyag, like a pendulum. One side going, pendulum, bhog, one side tyag. As a pendulum is fixed, bhog and tyag. It's pendulum, which means a position of alternating sense gratification and renunciation. A living entity cannot steady remain either in sense gratification or in renunciation. Change is going on perpetual, and we cannot be happy in either because of our eternal constitutional position. Sense gratification does not endure for long, and it is therefore called chapol shuk or flickering happiness. So, to explain something, negative thing explained is very important. Like you can see, to explain something, negative example is very, very important. Bhagavad Gita, for explaining what is soul, na jayate mriyate va na kadachin. So negatively ordered, this is not, this is not, this is not. This is, that is not sufficient. This is not, that is also important. That is a iti and neti. Two Sanskrit words. Iti, this one. Neti means no iti, not this. Like in chemical test. Test it. Oh, it is not acid. Taste this. Oh, it is salt. It is not alkali also. Then it is salt. Okay. If it is salt, then taste it. Oh, it is not sodium salt. Okay. Then taste another. Chlorine. Oh, it is not chlorine salt. This way, neti. So you have to taste that way. To explain that, negative thing explanation also important. Like, always remember Krishna. That is not enough. Never forget Krishna. In the same way, to explain permanent rush, in very beginning explain what is temporary rush. If we understand temporary rasa melo, then it will be easy to understand permanent rasa. This material world, this rasa is chapal chuk. Chapal, chanchal. Chal. That means chanchal, chal. Always flickering. For example, An ordinary family man who works very hard day and night and is successful in giving comforts to the members of his family, thereby relishes a kind of meal. But his whole advancement of material happiness immediately terminates along with his body as soon as his life is over. He may love so much, but what will happen at death? So death is therefore taken as the representative of God for the atheistic class of man. The devotee realizes the presence of God by devotional service, whereas the atheist realizes the presence of God in the shape of death. At death, everything is finished, and one has to begin a new chapter of life in a new situation, perhaps higher or lower than the last one. In one field of activity, political, social, national, or international, the result of our action will be finished with the end of life. So, I hope you understood from where Prabhupada want to focus. Where Prabhupada focusing? He's telling anything connected with the body, this ras, everyone ras, if it is connected with the body, then as body will one time finish, the ras will finish. As we are talking with permanent ras, that means that ras should not be connected with body, must be connected with soul, which is permanent. That means this ras of bhakti ras is not connected with the body, bhakti ras is connected with soul. So to understand, make us understand how nicely explaining this point. That is sure, bhakti ras, however, the mellow, relished in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, does not finish with the end of life. Now, why Prabhupada is explaining that part? Another part. This part also Prabhupada explains, you may remember in introduction of Bhagavad Gita also. There he mentioned in the connection of Sanatan Dharma. When Prabhupada mentioned what is Sanatan, Prabhupada mentioned what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Purpose of Bhagavad Gita, as soul is Sanatan, we are Sanatan, our residence is Sanatan, so our service is Sanatan. So going back to Sanatan Dham is goal of life. To make us understand, there Prabhupada nicely mentioned, as we are eternal, so if we want to develop permanent loving relationship, that should be another permanent substance. So that is God. So this permanent relation should only be two permanent things. And soul and super soul, two permanent things. So only loving relationship with soul and super soul should be permanent. It continues perpetually and therefore called Amrit. Here Prabhupada mentioning. First one, what is third one is Amrit. First one is Bhakti, second one is Ras, third one is mentioning Das Ras should be Amrit. That which does not die but exists eternally. This is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. The Bhagavad Gita says that a little advancement in Bhakti Ras can save the devotee from the greatest danger, that is missing the opportunity of human life. Salpam apyasya dharmasya. What is salpo? What do you mean salpo? Salpam apyasya dharmasya. Salpo su alpo. Not alpo. Alpo means little. Su means more. Very, very little. But why? because it's connected with eternity. This is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. The Bhagavad Gita says that a little advancement Bhakti Ras can save the devotee from the greatest danger, that of missing the opportunity of human life. The rashes are derived from our feelings in social life, in family life, or in the greater family life of altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, socialism, communism, etc. Do not guarantee that one's next life will be as a human being. But, we prepare our next life by our actual activities in the present life. A living entity is offered a particular type of body as a result of his action in the present body. These activities are taken into account by a superior authority known as Daivo, or the authority of God. What is the verse? Karmana Daivo Netro Jantur Deho Bhattaya. Who was intentionally this book, he has not quoted any Sanskrit verse, because he knew very well that this subject matter is very difficult. So that is why he did not mention so Sanskrit verse. Karmana Daiva Netra. What body will get, that will destined with Daiva. This Daiva is explained in Bhagavad Gita as the prime cause of everything. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that a man takes his next birth by Daiva Netra, which means by the supervision. Netra means eye. That means the supervision of the authority of the Supreme. In an ordinary sense, Daiva is explained as destiny. Daiva supervision gives us a body selected from 8.4 million forms. The choice does not depend on our selection, but is awarded to us according to our destiny. That means our previous karma. If our body at present is engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness, then it is guaranteed that we will have at least a human body in our next life. A human being engaged in Krishna consciousness, even if unable to complete the course of bhakti, take birth in a higher division of human society so that he can automatically further his advancement in Krishna consciousness. Shusinang Srimatang Gehe Jogavashto Vijay. Therefore, all bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are amri, or permanent. Bhakti, ras, amri. So every activity is permanent. That is what Bhagavad Gita is saying. Swalpam api dharmasya trayate mahatam. Because this activity is permanent. If little also there, it will be permanently in the account. This is the subject matter of Nectar of Devotion. So, this type of word, how many times you heard? This is the subject matter of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Here, what is the subject matter? What is the purpose? To make us Goswami, to very solidly situated in Krishna consciousness. Here, this is the purpose of writing the preface. What is going to present? Here, Prabhupada is trying to present in this book the subject matter of Nectar of Devotion, that all bona fide activities of Krishna consciousness are amrit, permanent. This is the subject matter of Nectar of Devotion. That is why this book is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This eternal engagement in Bhakti Ras can be understood by a serious student upon studying the Nectar of Devotion. Adoption of Bhakti Ras or Krishna consciousness will immediately bring one to an auspicious life, free from anxieties, and will bless one with transcendental existence, thus minimizing the value of liberation. When one get the taste of devotion, then we will think the liberation, pleasure of liberation, very insignificant. Bhakti Rash itself is sufficient to produce a feeling of liberation because it attracts the attention of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Generally, neophyte devotees are anxious to get Krishna or God. Like, if a person able to please, if a prisoner able to please the king by service, he should not severely ask, oh, free from me from the jail. No need. If king is pleased with you, oh, you are a good driver, you are a good cook, just prove that. You are obedient to king. Then you have not separately applied for liberty. You have to apply, give me chance to serve him. That's all. His liberation is included there. The process of devotional service. But God cannot be seen or known by your present material blunt senses. The process of devotional service, as it is recommended in the Nectar of Devotion, will gradually elevate one from the material condition of life to the spiritual status, wherein devotee becomes purified of all designations. The senses can become uncontaminated, being constantly in touch with Bhakti Ras. When the purified senses are employed in the service of the Lord, one becomes situated in Bhakti Ras life, and any action performed for the satisfaction of Krishna in this transcendental Bhakti Rasa stage of life can be relished perpetually. So actually that is the definition of Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam Tatpatra Nirmalam. Rishikana Rishikesham. With purified senses, we should serve only. When one is thus engaged in devotional service, all varieties of rasas or melas turn into eternity. Any ras connected with eternity, that will be eternity. Love, you can love your mobile. This mobile will be one day old. That love will be temporary. But if that love put on Krishna, that will be eternal. When one is thus engaged in devotional service, all varieties of rasas melas turn into eternity. In the beginning, one is trained according to the principles of regulations under the guidance of Acharya or spiritual master. And gradually, when one is elevated, devotional service becomes automatic and spontaneous. Eagerness to serve Krishna. Now, what is Prabhupada explaining? The Prabhupada is giving summary of Bhakti Rasa Mission. What is there? He first gives the definition of Bhakti. Serve with purified senses. Then he is giving different types of Bhakti. One is Sadhana Bhakti, one is Bhav Bhakti. And there are 12 kinds of rasas. Starting initially, that is Sadhana Bhakti, and when it becomes spontaneous, gradually Bhav Bhakti. And there are 12 kinds of rasas, as will be explained in this book. And by renovating our relationship, very nice word, Prabhupada, renovating our relationship. That means why renovating? Not constructing. That means that building is already there, just renovate. So loving relationship is already dormant there. So just renovating our relationship with Krishna in 5 primary rush, we can live eternally in full knowledge and bliss. So nice what Prabhupada has made. He said, renovating our relationship. The basic principle of living condition is that we have a general propensity to love someone. No one can live without loving someone else. This propensity is present in every living being. Even an animal like a tiger has this loving propensity, at least in a dormant state. And it is certainly present in the human being. How powerful point Prabhupada mentioned. A tiger has a loving propensity. He loves his child, calf. So why human being has no loving propensity? Yes, is there. It's a dormant. What is the missing point? The missing point, however, is where to repose our love so that everyone can become happy. Yes, that is missing. And one book is called Krishna Consciousness is Missing. Loving propensity we have also, but where we have to connect. At the present moment, the human society teaches one to love his country or family or his personal self, but there is no information where to repose the loving propensity so that everyone can become happy. That missing point is Krishna. And the nectar of devotion teaches us how to stimulate our original love for Krishna and how to be situated in that position where we can enjoy our blissful life. In the primary stage, very nice point. How dormant love can manifest. In Sanskrit, Shupta Prem. Shupta Prem. Love is dormant. How to develop that? Nice example Prabhupada has given. How to develop that dormant love. In the primary stage, a child loves his parents, then his brothers, then sisters. And as he daily grows up, he begins to love his family, society, community, country, nation, or even the whole human society. But the loving propensity is not satisfied even by loving all human society. That loving propensity remains imperfectly fulfilled until we know who is the supreme beloved. Our love can be fully satisfied only when it is reposed in Krishna. This theme is the sum and substance of nectar devotion. This theme is the sum and substance of nectar devotion, which teaches us how to love Krishna in 5 different transcendental modes. Our loving propensity expands just as a vibration of light or air expands, but we do not know where it ends. Waves. The nectar of devotion teaches us the science of loving energy. One of the living entities perfectly. I'm reading again. The nectar of devotion teaches us the science of loving everyone of the living entities perfectly by the easy method of loving Krishna. Very powerful. Okay, there is loving propensity. How can love everyone? How can love everyone? How you develop love for ISKCON devotees? Because by developing loving Srila Prabhupada. As you love Prabhupada, those who love Prabhupada, you can love them easily. You may not know how many people in the devotee who love Prabhupada in the world. You don't know. But if you found someone who he loves Prabhupada, you automatically love him. So you have not to develop loving relationships separately. Simply, if you love Prabhupada, those are connected with Prabhupada, they automatically love. Just a girl, when get married to a boy, the boys, all the friends, everybody develops loving relationship with her. In the same way, as Krishna loves everybody, so if we love Krishna, through loving Krishna, you can love everybody. How can you have $1 billion with you? You want to serve the country. In which department you will give? Finance department. Which you want to give? Medical department, education department, defense department. Nothing perfect. But if you give to the government knew well how much fire should give. So your money will be equally, you have not to take any headache. If you give 10 rupees, that is also equally distributed. But by distributing your $1 billion, if you go alone, you will be dissatisfied. But if you give 1 rupees to the government, and government will use this perfectly. In the same way, if you want to love whole world, just love Krishna, and through Krishna you can love everyone. Jatha Torur Mulu Nishichanana, Tripantita, Skanda. So nicely explained. And Bhakti Ras Amrit. And tomorrow we'll discuss about this amount. Already Prabhupada is giving some hint that the amount is like ocean. You can love everybody. Bhakti Rasamrita. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, do you want to show the result first? Is ready result? If it is not, then I am asking a question.
Maharaj, there was some technical error, so we'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, the first day. Okay. Praful, Pravin Tiwari.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Maharaj, my question is that what is the exact meaning or characteristics of a pure love, and how the love of a person for his like philanthropist or nationalist love is different, and how a devotee's love for his spiritual spiritual master, and how a devotee's or Jivatma love for Krishna is like how we can understand these things. What is the difference?
First one is what is pure. Pure means pure. Pure means what is pure milk? There's nothing other than milk. So pure love means nothing other than love. So now question, what is the difference of love? Like a philanthropist, why love? Philanthropist love to whom? Human being. Because as he is a human being, that is concerned about human being. Nationalist, why love his country? Because he belongs to that country. Because center is he. As he belongs to that country, that is a love his country. As he belongs to human being, that is a love human being. It's selfish, extremely selfish. But if you love everybody in connection with Krishna, is clear?
Yes, Maharaj, this point is clear. Maharaj, and then how the love for a devotee for a spiritual master, is that different with like the love for
If
Krishna?
you love spiritual master because servant of Krishna, that is why. Otherwise, if spiritual master has no connection with Krishna, that disciple can reject with that guru. Why disciple is worshipping Guru? Because he is connected with Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Nidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dana Pranam. Maharaj, in Prabhupada ji writes that all bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are or permanent. So, means how activities are permanent? Where that activities are permanent. I'm aware that whatever progress we make in Krishna consciousness, that gets added on life after birth, after birth. But how means active permanent meaning?
All activities are permanent because whatever you're doing in Krishna conscious activity, whatever you're doing is for pleasing Krishna. So Krishna will remember that thing. So it will not be permanent.
Yes,
Doing for Krishna. If Krishna is permanent, then you are doing for permanent person. Is it okay?
Yeah, yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Sure, Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanapram. Maharaj, as you were explaining about rasas, so there are material rasas as you mentioned, and there are spiritual rasas. So a person who is situated in his spiritual consciousness, does he interact with the material rasas or not?
Maharaj, you're muted.
Maharaj, you are muted, Maharaj. Your voice is not coming.
Thank you. So when some spiritual personality is releasing material ras, he may, but it's mixed ras. He's not pure. But if you want to become pure, he should give up material ras. What is material ras? Material ras means rasas other than Krishna. So if you get higher ras, why you want some ras other than Krishna? Why? Like I can tell you, for your survival, you need potato, brinjal, everything. But in the market, everything is free. Will you fill your bag with gold or some gold, some potato, some brinjal?
Only gold.
Only gold. So what is the problem with brinjal and potato?
Yes, Maharaj. Understandable. Maharaj, but the question was somewhat that we sometimes see that a person who is Uttam Adhikari, sometimes he is dealing with the rasas of material aspects. So the question was somewhat means it does not affect him. That's what I wanted to ask.
When is Uttam Adhikari dealing with material, that turns into spiritual. They never become a material then. Like Prabhupada. He looks like he went to the school, material study. But all his material study became spiritual study. With the spiritual study, he wrote English book, English lecture. His study became material. And that teacher became spiritual because the teacher also got spiritual. Their teaching became spiritual. Prabhupada wrote so nice English because his teacher has taught him. His teacher, the education, teaching became spiritual.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki, Nectar Devashanti, with those of them.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanavad Pranam.
Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.